It's Harry Balzer, Vice President of the NPD Group. And the NPD Group is a consumer marketing research firm that, among many things that it does, tracks how Americans eat and drink. Are people drinking more coffee at restaurants today than they were 10 years ago? The answer would be no, they're not. Now, compared to 5 years ago, yes, but not compared to 10 years ago. It's been a long-term decline, and only in the last 4 or 5 has it finally turned around. But we haven't recovered at anywhere near the coffee level drinkings of the 1980s or early 1990s. Like 80% of all coffee consumed in the morning time is going to occur inside your house. Everybody's been fascinated by the other 20%, but the big market is what happens inside that house. It's about 80%. And the percent of breakfast that we start the day off that include a cup of coffee in America has been slowly declining, so that last year it was at its lowest level we have ever seen, and we've been doing this for nearly 30 years now. Oh, yeah, the regular cup of coffee by far is the biggest part of the market, but it's not growing. The growing part is in the specialty coffees, and that's where everybody's running to. If you're in the coffee business, if you're in the morning business, you're in the serving of breakfast, you're looking at the specialty coffee as a growth area. The gourmet coffee category has exploded. At the same time, the number of coffee shops in the old style of the word, where it was a full service, you go in and have bacon and eggs, you knew the waiter and waitress, those places have declined. And not many people talk about the decline in that market. In fact, they talk about the growth of a new coffee place coming to their neighborhood. What they tend to have missed is that somewhere along the line we've probably lost a restaurant that was an independently owned mom and pop, served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You'd probably go in there, but it wasn't contemporary. It didn't serve the needs that you have. You want to serve the inventory needs of 115 million homes, as opposed to the 28 or 30,000 or even 500,000 restaurants there are. There's still more homes. The business is what happens inside that house. When I was a young person, my mom was so proud when people came over and she'd bring out the electric percolator and serve our hundreds of guests from this gigantic percolator that we have. As I grew up, it was a Mr. Coffee. That was the thing that we had. That made coffee making much easier than the percolator. As my daughter grows up, this is much easier to make a coffee run to a gourmet coffee house and bring the coffee back home from there. So we've always been looking for what's the easiest way to get coffee. And I think right now we've discovered the easiest way is have someone else make it for us and pick it up either on our way to work or on our way out the door, have someone else make that coffee for us. The number one behavior that Americans have in the morning time with regards to food or beverage is to have a cup of coffee. It doesn't matter if it's going up or going down, and it had been going down. What they saw was it's number one. And that's what we're talking about here, is you should always look at what's big. Because if there's something big, I can guarantee there's going to be a few people, and since we're talking about big, that few people will be a lot of people, who are looking for a new, novel way to deal with that same thing they've done in the past. In effect, that's really what we've done with coffee here. Most people do not get coffee at a restaurant. Most people get it from their home. But the story has been about what's that on the margin, what people are doing with that new product. But the money is still what happens inside that house. But the thing that the gourmet coffee places have added to our lives is actually in the afternoon. It's the snack time. Coffee places have become places where we'll now go for snacks, which we never used to do. It now becomes an acceptable place to go for a snack, and so you have coffee. So one of the only places where you'd find coffee continually growing is in a very small market. It's the PM, the afternoon, evening snack time. That's the one behavioral change they've caused with us. Not to drink more coffee, but to have coffee as a snack.